Alright, after being away for quite a while, I figured that it was time that I returned and gave a bit of a base update since I haven't played this game, or I haven't recorded this game in quite a bit. So, as you can see, this room is pretty hot right now, and I will explain the reason for that here in just a minute. So I'll take you downstairs to my workshop as soon as the airlock opens. There we go. So I have lights in pretty much the whole base now. Pretty stocked up on food. Let's see. Nothing too special in there. I've been using a lot of the stuff that I had saved up because I've been making a lot of new stuff. And I can show you that over here. I have built this furnace. I can monitor the temperature. I can monitor the pressure. Um, It's all wired in right here. I have it double cased. I have a wall, a window on each side here so that it's double closed and it cannot be, well, it's harder to overpressurize it, I should say. Um, this button here activates it. So when I push this button, it goes into this logic reader here. And this is set to that button. And this is set to activate, which is what that says right there. And then this then feeds into a writer that goes to, or that this is saying that it's attached to the furnace reader, which is this. This is the variable out, or I'm sorry, this is the variable out, which controls what it's doing. So it's going to activate this furnace, which is obviously that. Same thing goes with this lever. When I pull this lever, it does the exact same thing, except it turns on, uh, or I'm sorry, it opens the chute. It opens this right here. And then when you pull this lever, it turns on that volume pump out there, which pumps the gas out of here. Now, I told you that I would explain why the upstairs was hot and why I was repumping gas into it. And because I was able to breathe up there, I did have oxygen. And I was able to breathe up there until I hit this, I turned this on, and remembered that that gas is extremely hot. Well, turns out that I have it rigged into this system here, and also the main system upstairs, which I'm going to head to now. And after it was pumped into the main area, it was then obviously pumped into the room, and the room got extremely hot. Um, I have not been inside the greenhouse yet, so let's go check that out. Let's see if that's extremely hot as well. It's definitely hot here. So I'm trying to cool that off as much as I can. I have that cooler pumping out into a container of the base because it's in space, so it should get like really cold, right? Um, let's see. It's 31 degrees Celsius. It's actually like colder in here than it should be, and I think that's because I had to evacuate this room. Um, oh right. In the new update, the water can only flow when it is at a certain temperature. So if the water is too cold, it won't flow. So I had to build this room, bring this whole room up to temperature. I obviously haven't put this door here. I plan on just putting a door here. And yeah, so I now have drinkable water again, which reminds me I should probably switch these out. Um, let's see. I was having a major power issue for a long time, so I will show you what was going on. I didn't have enough solar panels. I did not have, I was not getting enough energy to keep all the batteries charged, and I had to have a lot of the lights off. And I now have enough to keep all of the lights running. Hmm. Why is that? Oh, I know it's because it's still pressurizing in that room as well. That's why that's taking so long. Um, anyway, I wasn't pulling in enough energy to keep the batteries charged, so I added a lot of solar panels, and now as soon as this door opens, I will show you the outside and what it looks like. I also turned up the render distance a little bit. I got a new graphics card. I got a 2060 Super. I love it. I know it's not the best card on the market, but it's a major upgrade from the GTX 960 that I had. So I turned up the render distance and the graphics a little bit and whatnot. But there's a lot more asteroids around here than I originally thought, and I don't know if that's like part of the update or if they were always there and I just couldn't see them because I the render distance was so low. But yeah, lot more stuff out there than I originally noticed. So I've been gathering a lot of resources. Oh, I smelted Constantan, which is down in the workshop, but I said I was going to show you the solar panels, so I'll show you that first. I need to change my filters and my battery. So we'll fly out here. This is what it's looking like from the outside. I got a comment actually asking me how I dealt with the lack of gravity. And honestly, obviously when you close a room in, um, you get gravity inside your base. It gives you artificial gravity inside of your base. Outside, it really doesn't bother me all that much. I actually enjoy the free movement. I actually enjoy being able to just fly up and down and around. Um, the only drawback to that is obviously you need to have a lot of jetpack fuel, but you just go mine a lot of ice. I put it into my system. It separates all of the gases, and then when they're all filtered out, uh, the nitrogen goes down into the tanks down there, and I have a canister filler that I just put it in. It pressurizes it, and I have plenty of fuel. I almost never run out. Anyway, I sorry for that tangent. I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight solar panels on this side, and they go all the way around. I've been saying that this base is starting to resemble either like the space station or like a satellite of some kind, like with the big long solar arrays. But it's a really big satellite. Um, these up here, they don't really do much. I want to get into the solar tracking eventually. I can make them more productive, but honestly, with the fact that the sun goes all the way around on in the asteroid belt or space or whatever, the fact that this star just rotates all the way around, I don't really see a reason to have it track because I can just keep extending this out and gathering more energy from that star. But I don't know, teach their own, I guess. Oh, here's the wiring for how I did the switch or the lever that opens this, uh, which is the drain pipe on the furnace. So obviously that's the lever. I did logic reader coming in. The lever is going in to the logic reader. The variable is open. So when that is open, we go in. We're taking this logic reader in to the logic writer. Um, the logic writer, the variable out is on, so we're turning that volume pump over there on. And then the turbo volume pump is obviously that right there. So then this turns on when I pull that lever, and it sucks all of the gas out. And then I have radiators here that are cooling that gas as it travels through the pipe. I need to add a lot more radiators, and I am honestly thinking about completely surrounding this and pumping it full of nitrogen and cooling it so that it gets as cold as I can make it, and it will cool it super fast because the radiators will be cooling it. Now I don't know if, because this is space, if there's no temperature or if it's just really cold. So if it would be colder for me to surround it with the nitrogen, then I would do that, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Um let's see here. I guess I can show you guys how the furnace works since I talked it all up and then got distracted by all the little crap. Oh, let's do this. This is gonna do its thing. How about them gas prices, man? All right, so back in here, here I can show you that this room is 73% nitrogen, yeah, nitrogen, 26% oxygen, and a little bit of CO2 because I was breathing in here, like I said. I had the helmet off and I was breathing. And I flushed the furnace, like I said, and when I did that, it flushed into the system and made all of that gas really hot. So when that gas got pumped into here, it got really hot in here. It was well over 100 degrees Celsius in here. It was very hot in here. So, um, I obviously have this cooler going just to cool it down in here, and it's been cooling down relatively quickly. I mean, it could go faster. I could hook it up and whatever, but I've been spending a lot of time in the workshop, so it's really not bothering me all that much. Uh, I have plenty of oxygen. I have access to plenty of oxygen, so I'm not really worried about running out of it. I know that being in the hot temperatures makes your oxygen tend to run faster and your waste tank fills up faster, but the waste tank I have a drain for in the gas room that I just plug it into and it drains it all out, and the oxygen I have plenty of, which I mean I could just go refill it right now. There you go. Plenty of oxygen, plenty of air. I was gonna show you how the furnace works. All right, so I need an ore. Let's see. Let's check the belt. I got some nickel. I can show you that. All right, so the furnace is already hot. So what I did was I took these two gas tanks here, put them into this gas mixer. This goes off so that I can make fuel for my welding torch right here. I can make fuel for this guy right here. So goes into the gas mixer, and then coming out this way, it goes into a volume pump and then a pressure regulator. And I'm pretty sure that I have to reverse the order on these. I don't think it's working the way that I want it to be working. I think I have to reverse the order on these. But essentially what it's doing right now is it's pumping this pipe full of pressure, and then I turn the pressure regulator on, and it starts sucking the gas out of here. It regulates the pressure into here, and then when I hit the button over here, the activate button, it ignites it, and it goes up. What I'm trying to be able to do is turn it on and then be able to change the pressure up or down to control the flow of gas and control the heat and the pressure. Um, I'm not quite sure how to do that. I could look up a video or whatever, but like I'm trying not to cheat this. I'm trying to just figure it out. And this is definitely the most advanced furnace that I've made so far. And I know it's not very advanced, but it's mine and I'm proud of it. So I hit this button, it ignites it, it turns on. Um, then I throw my ore here into this chute, and it goes in. I'm going to hook up a console. I think I'm gonna try to hook up a console to see if it will tell me how many pieces it's making and what it's producing because I lose the ability to walk up and like look at it when I have it surrounded by this case. So I want to run another console out to be able to do that. I'm not quite sure what all would go into that. I'm pretty sure it would just be a console and uh, the memory disk and probably the same thing that goes the little chips that go into here, the like motherboards or whatever that go into here. I believe those. I would just need one of those, and it would work. I would just have to find the right one. Anyway, so throw it into here. Uh, it goes in, it does its thing. I pull this lever right here. It opens that, and out comes my ore. And then I pull the lever closed, and it closes that lever. Very nice. And as you can see, there's a lot of pressure in there. It's still pretty hot, but it maintains the pressure and the heat because it is in this container right here. And I also left the top just single because I feel like if it's going to overpressurize, if it's going to blow up, I would rather it explode up and out of the base than into the base and cause a massive hole. So I double plated these, like I said, hoping that that would negate that. But yeah, so I'll gather this nickel and go put that away. It's interesting because a lot of people say that space is really hard and that they try it and they don't get very far, but it's almost like very simple to me. It's easier in my opinion because like I don't know. I don't know why I think it's easier. I don't it I'm less restricted, I guess. I can kind of just go anywhere I want and do what I need to do. Obviously, there's a challenge in like producing the gases and whatnot, but I mean, it's as soon as you're able to capture CO2, you're golden because as soon as you can capture CO2, you have food, and after that, it gets so much easier. So gas production in the beginning, as well as food production, are definitely your number one priorities. If you aren't producing CO2, you aren't producing food, you aren't producing gas. You aren't producing CO2, therefore you aren't producing any food because you aren't producing any gas. It's an endless cycle. But yeah. So let's see. Is there anything else that I can show off? I'm very proud of this base. I put a lot of time and effort into it. Let's see if this opens. It did. All right, well, we're actually back up to the pressure that I had it at. It's still very hot in here, but it is getting colder. And we're starting to lose power again, which is interesting because I just made a bunch of new solar panels, so I guess that's something that I'm gonna have to do. Um, all right, well, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, and in the next video, I am going to try and cool this room down, try to make it more permanent, and automated heating and cooling system for this room. I'm going to try to make a little bit more of an advanced water system, I think. And I'm going to try to make a bigger and better greenhouse and attempt to automate it. I don't know. I haven't made any attempts at that yet, but gotta learn, gotta keep trying, right? But yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this one. Pretty proud of this base. I started it with very low expectations, and it's coming along quite nicely. Um, I definitely need to somehow separate this system from the system that controls this room and that room, because, well, that room actually I think is okay. But this room definitely, I need to control how hot it's getting in here when I flush the furnace. And I'm going to attempt to do that by cooling the gas that's coming out of there. But if I can't, I'm going to have to separate it. And separating it is going to be a big pain in my ass. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this one. And if you guys have any suggestions or any cool things, little tidbits, whatnot that you can share and help me learn, I just want to learn. Uh, that would be great. And yeah, I will see everybody in the next one. Have a good one.